this is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
All right, well, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Afternoon Show. Excuse me, presented by ESCN. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez and Jay McLovin. How's it going, guys?
Well, good.
You're muted, Jay.
Sorry, I'm still learning this new process. I'll tell you, it's going way better than it did for Mike Vrabel, although I really like what I don't know if y'all saw that, but at the Patriots and Commanders joint practice, a scrum enveloped, and for some reason, Mike Vrabel, I guess he feels like he's still a football player, jumps into the scrum, Tony, and comes out with a bloody cheek, right? So they jacked him up pretty good. And I don't want to end it with this. Drake May, their quarterback, said this about his coach. That's what we're trying to build, and it starts with the head coach. Intensity, bringing it every day, taking no crap when you're out on the field. Quarterback Drake May said, the mentality, I like it. That's what you want. Mike Vrabel, I don't know what made you want to get into a scrum with a grown-ass man, but I salute you.
Vrabel was always the tough guy, so that kind of don't surprise me, really. Well, guys, let's start with a little bit of Major League Baseball. Some hot teams right now. We got the Milwaukee Brewers, 8-2 in the last 10. Best record in baseball, 69-44. The Red Sox, 9-1 in the last 10. Cleveland, 7-3 in the last 10. They're back in the wild card race. Houston won a couple in a row now, and big wins because because they were falling a little bit. The Reds, 3 back in the wild card now. I've got 2 wins in a row over the Cubs, going for a sweep today. They're down 1-0 in the 5th right now. The Yankees lost again, man. That's they're 6.5 games out of first place. I think they're either a half game or up in the wild card, or maybe tied. So I mean, they're about out of the wild card, but still definitely in the race. I mean, we got 50 games to go. They can right the ship, but they are struggling right now, losing 6 in a row. Jay, what are you thinking about baseball right now?
You're muted, Jay.
I know. Remember I said it'll pops up that little thing that says you're muted. I'm like, damn it. But anywho, as I regress. And I'm gonna learn this new system, to spare with me. No, I love it. I love the way it's going. I mean, it's like we're almost getting ready to go into October baseball, and we're not even in October yet. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of craziness going on in baseball with the Yankees nose diving it right now, on the verge of literally having back-to-back sweeps with Leiter going against Rodon tonight. And then you got the Astros taking on the Yankees as soon as this game is over with. There's a lot of implications, right? I mean, with the wild card, the way the wild card is set up right now, I think New York is a half game over Texas. So if Texas beats the Yankees tonight, the Yankees will still be in that spot, but literally it only takes one more loss and they're out of it. And I believe that the Rangers then would slide up if they continue to do what they're doing. It's incredible, Tony. Lots and lots of things are going on, and I'm sure we'll talk more about it. But in terms of what I like about it most is the fact that there's a lot of good competition going on right now, and there's a lot of good teams out there playing really good ball. And it looks like a lot of these trade deadlines are really looking pretty good. I know Suarez is doing good over there with them. Naylor's doing good with Seattle. And then you got, what do you call it? What's his name? Finally, Sanchez for the Astros is heating up. He's doing well. And Carlos is doing well. The jury is still kind of, a matter of fact, yesterday, believe it or not, Tony, we beat the Marlins yesterday, and we didn't even play a single starter in the rotation. It was straight relief pitchers. Okert, which is our number 1 reliever, he started the game, and then Abreu came in the 8th, and then Hader closed it out in the 9th. But I've never seen it where the Astros, where we just used a straight bullpen and got the dub, and they got it pretty nice. But it's looking good, brother.
Well, that's one thing with the Astros back in June when they was playing well. Everybody was stepping up. but and then they hit that where nothing went right there. A big part of July. So I mean, but now we'll see if they get back going again. Chris, your take, and I know one thing he talked about some of the trade deadline stuff. The Reds trade deadline, the people they got right now has been pretty good so far. So your thought on the Reds and baseball in general?
No, Red's been playing some pretty good baseball. I mean, over the weekend the Brave series didn't go how we wanted it, but I believe that we was going to win that game on Saturday night if we wouldn't had all the rain and everything going on. So that kind of jacked that series up for everybody. But then to come out of that series with your pitching staff a little while, your bullpen especially pretty taxed, to be able to get the first two games against the Cubs was big. And then they're in a battle right now. No, you mentioned it. The get down. Oh, he caught it. But anyway, the three guys we traded for, all of them has had an impact in the last two games winning it. Brian Hayes has made two outstanding plays at third base, and one last night and one the night before, both against the Cubs. The one Monday night stopped a run from scoring, and then the one last night was just a hell of a play, charging toward the plate, barehanding it, throwing it on the run, and throwing a strike to get the guy out. So he's hit the ball pretty decent since he's been with us as well, but his defense has been great. Then you had Andujar last night, had a couple. I think he went 2 for 3 or 2 for 4, 2 for 3 with a couple doubles. And then Littell pitched for us last night, and I thought they were going to put him out there I think they would have put him out there for the 8th inning if his last start with the Rays was against the Yankees last week, and he pitched a complete game. He pitched 9-inning complete game shutout. So I think since that was his last start, and he was at 92 pitches after that inning, I think that's why they didn't bring him out there for the next inning, since he went so far the last game. But he pitched real good. Bullpen was solid last night, and we didn't have to use our closer last night, which was good to give Pagan a break because he's been getting ran out there quite a bit. They did say last night Santion and Barlow. Santion's he has the most appearances out of the bullpen this year in Major League Baseball. Santion does go by appearances, and Barlow is third. So the Reds have two of the top three guys that in their bullpen that's made the most appearances so far in the season. I thought that was pretty interesting when they said that last night. But no, I like where the Reds are. The Padres lost the night before to the Diamondbacks, and then they came back and beat the Diamondbacks last night. So hopefully we can come back and win this game, and then maybe the Padres can lose. But hey, I mean, if we can pull off this sweep against the Cubs, and we go into a series with Pittsburgh, you win. It's a 4-game series. You win that series, and then you have a series against the Brewers. I mean, if you win these 3 series, you're putting yourself in a pretty good position.
One thing too, Chris, they had some bad luck Monday. First of all, Lowendalo went on the 15 disabled list, a 15-day disabled list.
They just said a few minutes ago though, that Lodolo was actually throwing a baseball today, so they think he'll be back quicker than the 15 days. It was just a blister. And Wade Miley,
I knew
he's going to be throwing the live batters on Friday, so they think he's going to be ready here real soon as well.
And I don't think it'll be real long. I think they're being cautious with Green, but he'll be up eventually. He ain't had any setbacks, I don't think. So he's pitching pretty good down there, and he pitched pretty good as the way start he had. But the thing after we kind of had a bullpen game on Sunday, turned around on Monday, and that happened in either the first or the second inning, and had to go to bullpen again, another bullpen game. So the Reds ain't had any luck with that. I mean, they've had to use a lot of pitchers, but
their bullpen the last few days has really been taxed. That was why it was big last night, not having to use your your closer, and you only had to use Santion they just used him for one batter because they brought Mole in to get one out in the 8th, and then they left Mole out there, and he got the first 2 outs in the 9th, and then a right-hander came up, so they brought Santion in to face him. So Santion only had to face one batter, and you didn't have to use Pagan. So Ashcraft had another scoreless inning last night, which was good to see. So, yeah, Reds have been playing some pretty good ball. Hopefully we can get our bats going here in this game. We haven't been able to get much going today hitting the ball. We've been hitting the ball pretty good, but today just hasn't been our day hitting.
You know, it's interesting to me real quick if I can. You know, speaking on the Reds, if you guys could pull off this win tonight, which, you know, it's very possible. I mean, you know, you're only down 1-0 right now in the 6th. I don't know if De La Cruz, did he get the hit or did they get out of the 6th?
Yeah, he didn't get a hit.
Okay. Well, either way, I mean, if you think about it right now, because the Mets lost as well. So you're only 2.5 games back out of the wild card currently. And right now, you're in a very good spot to actually get into the wild card in this Pittsburgh series. Even if you don't get the win tonight, it's not going to matter because the Mets lost. So if you go into Pittsburgh, and if you can sweep Pittsburgh, and then because New York's getting ready to go play the Brewers, and as good as the Brewers are playing right now, if you guys can pull out those swaps, you could very well take over the division, or not take over the division, take over that wild card spot from the Mets, or at least tie up with them and then see where that goes. So I mean, this is a very important series, not only for you guys, but it's very important for the Mets because you guys could actually swap spots depending on how each of you guys do in your series.
Yeah, most definitely. Chris, do you have any other takes on any other baseball teams?
Padres looked tough last night, but they didn't look very good the game before against the Diamondbacks. Their defense was pretty bad the night before. But last night they were on one of them runs where they just were pounding the ball, and Arizona made a couple defensive errors as well. I watched a little bit of that game. I didn't get to watch much yesterday. The Brewers have been hot. I know the Marlins have been a pretty hot team as well, but it's going to be fun down the stretch to see what happens. I mentioned them earlier in the year. I'd keep my eye out on the Boston Red Sox as well. They're a team that if they get hot, they can make a run and make the wild card, and they're a dangerous team if you had to play them in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. Jay, you got anything else on baseball?
Yeah, I just want to point out tonight we're getting some of our guys back from injury. We get Eric Getty back, who's going to take over the mound tonight versus the Marlins to hopefully complete the sweep. So I'm really curious to watch him tonight and see how well he performs coming off that injury list. And if he performs well tonight, and if he looks good tonight, then that's going to give me a little bit more confidence as we continue to build up our rotation from the injury list. We also got Javier and we got Garcia also, and also JP France. All three of them are doing their minor league stints. So hopefully maybe we get 2 out of the 3, or we get all 3 of them back by mid-August, and that'll give us all of September to solidify our rotation. So that's a big thing. Also, Alvarez is still trying to come back off that hand surgery, so maybe our hand injury. And then we also got Jake Myers, who's doing his rehab stint in the minor league. And if we can get Jake Myers back, I don't know about Alvarez so much, but if we can get Jake Myers and the rest of those other pitchers back, that would certainly put us in a good position. I would feel better about the Astros' chances going in the postseason. So we'll see as that continues to develop. I did want to point out 2 things. One was that what's that dude's name? Lourdes Gurriel. I told you in the pre-show. Lourdes Gurriel hit the fastball that it went 103.9 miles an hour from Mason Miller to launch it out into the outfield and get that home run. That was the fastest fastball that has been dinged out of the ballpark at least since 2008 when they started actually tracking that stat. So good for him. That was a little bit of history. And then also the A's catcher, I forget his name, but he hit 3 home runs last night, and that was the second time he had done that. And that was actually another history thing by a catcher who had 2-3 home run games for that. So a little bit of history went on last night, but good night for baseball ultimately.
Yeah, most definitely. Is that catcher for the A's? Is he that rookie?
I believe so. I believe so. It was, and I know I just saw it here. Scuriel. I saw it earlier. Now I'm not seeing it, so it must have vanished out of my thing. We can go on. I'll come back. I'll let you know.
Okay, guys, let's talk a little bit of NFL. Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Jordan Addison has been suspended for the first 3 games of the NFL season for violating the league's substance abuse policy. Now, the way I read it, he can still practice with the team, just won't be able to play, but he'll be back for week 4. Chris, what do you think about this?
I think it's stupid if you get suspended for something like this, that you can still practice with the team. That don't make a whole lot of sense to me. If you're suspended, you shouldn't be allowed to be with the team. I guess it's probably what, some kind of performance enhancing, or was it?
I never seen where they said what it was.
Yeah, because I'd heard that he got suspended. Me and Austin mentioned it yesterday when we was at the state fair, but I didn't know if it was performance enhancing or if it was some kind of other, like if he failed a drug test or something. But if it's performance enhancing, like I was told Austin, a lot of these guys that take that performance enhancing stuff, a lot of people think that they're taking it to bulk up or get stronger, where that's not the case. A lot of these guys that get busted for this stuff, they're taking it to get healthy. They've had an injury or something, and they're taking it because it speeds up your recovery. But I mean, hey, it's illegal. You get caught doing it, you're going to have to face whatever suspension it is. But it just don't make no sense to me that if you're suspended, you can you're suspended for 3-4 games, but you're still allowed to practice with the team and everything. Like if they're going to suspend you for it, you should be gone until. Because, I mean, you know what I mean? You shouldn't be, if you're suspended, you shouldn't be around the team. But, hey, it is what it is, though. He's not the only one that's been busted for it. I'm sure there'll be more.
Yeah, unfortunately, I agree with you, Chris. I don't know what's going on with these guys. I don't know if they're doing the performance enhancing drugs to do the healing process, or if they're just doing it to get better. But at the end of the day, I mean, I think you've seen it. I think everybody has seen enough sample size that doing the performance enhancing drugs, is just not the way to go. And I don't even know if this is something. I don't know if he was. Did it say that if he was aware of it? Did he come out and say, "Hey, I didn't know that it was a performance enhancing," or did he actually admit to, "Yeah, I knew it was performance"?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, I haven't really read up on it much yet.
Because usually that seems to be the excuse, right? Well, I didn't know this. Whatever substance I was taking had performance enhancing drug. That's always the excuse they use. And I just wonder if he knew. But real quick, Langoliers was his name, Tony. That was the catcher. And he's like 27 years old. So he's been in the league for a little bit. But Langoliers, apparently, just to be correct on what it actually is, that was history, is he was the first catcher to ever. It was the first time that a catcher leading from the leadoff spot ever had a 3 home run game, and he did 2 of them. So that was the history. The fact that he did it from the leadoff spot. So I thought that was interesting. Langoliers is his name. What a weird name, Langoliers. But whatever.
It is. Okay, guys. You guys got anything else on NFL?
No, other than the fact that Jones is still an idiot, hasn't signed Michael Parsons, and is not talking to his agent. Other than that, no, he's still an idiot, Chris. Oh, and the fact that Shador, real quick, I would like to know what Chris's and your perspective is on this. So, okay,
real quick, if I just about Addison, because I want to clarify it wasn't performance enhancing drugs. This stems from where he got the DUI. So this is a substance abuse. He's getting suspended because of the substance abuse policy, not performance enhancing.
What I had said substance abuse, but I didn't.
He'll be able to participate with the team the rest of the training camp, but once the regular season starts, he won't be permitted into the facility until after the suspension. So he's allowed to anticipating the rest of the training camp stuff. But once the regular season starts, he can't be in the facility until his suspension is lifted.
And how many games did he get?
3.
3 games. So he'll be back week 4.
Yeah. I just wanted to clarify that because after I read more about it, it stems from substance abuse, not taking like a performance enhancing.
God, that just got worse. I mean, at least if it's performance enhancing drugs, you can say I didn't know about it, right? Hey, it's in this drink. I didn't know what the hell I was drinking. Somebody didn't tell me because there's like 1,000 substances that are performance enhancing. This dumbass just went out and probably smoked some dope or something and said, hell with it. Let's just roll the dice. Come on, guys. Damn.
Jay, you brought up about Sanders.
Yeah. Going back to Shedeur real quick. So he's going to get the opening reps at on the first preseason game. Shedeur is, and I was talking on another show earlier about this. It seems if he comes out and balls out, right? If he balls out the rest, because right now I don't know how long Dylan Gabriel is going to be on the injury list. Obviously, Pickett's on there, right? So he's really just competing with Flacco and Huntley right now, and one thing I love about Shedeur, and the reason why I think Shedeur is going to be successful is because he hasn't tried to be the prima donna while he's been at camp. He's been low key, taking his reps when he can get them. Deion's coming. He said, "No, Pops, stay at home. I need to focus. I want to get this job." He's doing everything the team asks. He's going to the meetings. He's going to the practices. He's doing the review of the tape. I mean, this guy literally is doing everything he can to be successful. And what I like most about Shedeur is just, him not wanting the spotlight right now, because he can very easily command the spotlight, but he's not looking for that. This guy legitimately, I think, is in camp wanting to kick ass and ball out. And if he does do that, if he goes through the rest of training camp and maximizes the opportunity, right? And if he goes through preseason, because I guarantee you, Flacco, they're probably going to keep him on the shelf because I guess they anticipate having him be the starter. So they're probably going to keep him on the shelf. Let Shedeur do what Shedeur does, right? See what they got in Shedeur. And if he balls out in training camp, there's a very realistic opportunity that Shedeur could dethrone everybody and be the opening day starter.
I think there's a chance. There's definitely a bigger chance now with Gabriel going down. But I don't think he'll. I mean, unless I don't think he'll be the opening day starter. But I think it helps his chances of maybe being the first one to play if they make a change. Let's put it that way. I mean, they could put him as a starter, but I think they've got the other guy there, the veteran there for a reason. So I think he'll be the opening day starter unless something happens, that he gets hurt or something. That's just my opinion. Chris, what do you think?
The only reason I think he could do that is I always believe sometimes history repeats itself. And, last we remember, Thomas Edward Patrick Brady was a 6th-round pick. And when Bledsoe went down, Tom took full advantage of that situation. And we all know what Tom went on to do. Now, I'm not in any way, shape, or form saying that Shedeur is Tom Brady. I don't want to insinuate that. But what I do want to say is I always say never. And if somebody falls out, I mean, who's to say? Now, I could be wrong too. But I guess the point I'm making is Shedeur has a really good opportunity, though, to stun the world and say, look, I was a 5th-round pick. Look how many teams overlooked me, passed me up. And if I go out there and ball out, could you imagine how many teams would have regrets maybe of not taking Shedeur? That's only if he does, ball out.
And he's got a lot to prove. No doubt about it. Chris?
I don't think he'll start a game for the Cleveland Browns this season. I think there's a chance he might not make the Cleveland Browns team. There's a chance that he might get cut because they might not keep 5 quarterbacks. Saturday, Sanders set out because he had arm soreness, and Dylan Gabriel and Flacco was Gabriel was getting all the reps with Flacco. Gabriel set out Monday because he had a little bit of tightness in his hamstring. Kenny Pickett has came back at a limited capacity because he's healing up. They're going to start Joe Flacco. Kenny Pickett's probably going to be their backup, and I still think that Stefanski likes Dylan Gabriel better than he does Sanders. So I think there's a chance Sanders might not be in, and they just signed another quarterback yesterday too in Huntley.
Yeah, why do you think they got him?
They brought Huntley in as well, so they're not going to keep all them guys. I just don't see it with Sanders. I haven't from the beginning. I know people want to go back. Oh, he completed 74% of his passes, only thrown this many interceptions. Show me the competition he played. He wasn't playing Big Ten competition. He wasn't playing SEC competition. He didn't play against none of the competition like he would see on Sundays in the NFL. He wasn't playing against the teams that were loaded up with them guys. Being there in Colorado, he was the schedule they played. He didn't get a chance to play that. So I have some questions on that. Can he perform when you're there? I've seen Dylan Gabriel play a tougher schedule. I've seen Kenny Pickett play a tougher schedule. I haven't got to see that with Sanders. Nothing against him. Like to me, when I watched him play, I don't think he's going to be a starting quarterback. I think he'll be in the league, and he'll probably find his way somewhere as a backup. And he might end up getting a chance to start somewhere, but I don't think it's going to be this year in Cleveland. The only way I think it happens in Cleveland is just if three guys in front of him get hurt. Is the only way I see that he gets to start this year in the regular season, unless he steps up in here in the preseason was just to blow everybody away. But it's not a big. I mean, I know a lot of people. Oh, he's starting in the preseason, so that means he's going. No, they're starting him in the preseason because their starter is going to be Joe Flacco. They're not going to play him in the preseason. Kenny Pickett's a little banged up, so they're not going to play him in the preseason. So you're going to see a lot of Sanders and Gabriel in the preseason. And if Gabriel's having a little bit of hamstring, it's going to be Sanders this game, and then next game might be Gabriel. So I just don't feed a lot into it because we see a lot of starting quarterbacks that don't play in the preseason. So that's why you're not going to see Flacco and probably Pickett. You might have seen Pickett a little bit if he was healthy, but if he has a little bit of soreness and coming back from that, they're not going to put him out there in the preseason.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
When I've seen Sanders play against a Big Ten team, and they were a middle of the road Big Ten team at best, Nebraska destroyed him. I mean, he couldn't do anything. I mean, nothing. And of course, in his press conference, he blamed. And that's the thing that when I got down on Sanders, when I seen that press conference, he blamed his team, and that bothered me. But I think he's been humbled a little bit with everything that's happened. What happened to him might be the best thing that could have happened to him because he had an ego. He had his dad feeding the ego, and that ego got broke. So if he's got any chance at all, man, just go out there and keep your nose to the grindstone and prove everybody wrong. And honestly, I hope the kid does. I hope he proves everybody wrong.
I hope he does too. I love a good underdog story.
Yeah, I totally 100% buy in what you just said, Tony. I feel like he was on a super high pedestal. You saw him once he was drafted. He was doing all the dancing and doing all the craziness, right? But I think once they got the second team reps, I think those are some humbling life lessons for him. And it really puts it into perspective that even though my last name is Sanders and my daddy's name is Dion, that it doesn't necessarily guarantee me a free ride to success or a free ride to a starting role. I'm actually going to have to earn my way through this whole process. And I think sometimes that is the best thing to do. Because I think if he would have got a starter spot, he probably would have his ego would have been a lot more inflated, and he probably wouldn't have taken it as seriously, and he might have just played himself out of the league. So I agree with you that this probably is the best route for him to make his mark. And also, by doing that, people are going to say, you know what? He wasn't given it. He actually had to go out and earn it. So it kind of, if he does ball out, it really is a good resume building type situation. If you look at Cam Ward right now over in Tennessee, he's playing like dog poop. He had 5 interceptions I think he's already had in camp, 11 of 26 completed. So Cam Ward's having a little tough go of it right now over in Tennessee. Now, I think he's going to be fine because it's still preseason, and that's what you do in preseason. You learn how to, be an NFL quarterback. But he's having a little rough go in camp.
Yeah. Guys, a little bit of the NFL note. ESPN struck a deal with the NFL Network. They're going to have the rights to the NFL Red Zone. Also, they take over the fantasy, the sports stuff. And and in return, the NFL Network gets 10% equity stake in the all sports network, ESPN, because the new stuff that they're putting together with the new streaming network. So I thought that was interesting. I wonder. I guess part of that new streaming thing is if you have it, you'll be able to have access to the NFL Red Zone. NFL Red Zone is pretty cool. I don't know if you guys. I know Chris has watched it before. I watch it sometimes instead of like I watch the Colts and then the late games or maybe 3 or 4 games that I'm interested in. So I'll just put it on the Red Zone to keep track of all of them sometimes. So I like the Red Zone. So I thought that was interesting. You guys' take on that?
Yeah, I like the NFL Red Zone as well because it gives you a good snapshot of everything going on in the league in real time. So I do. I like, obviously I like to put on my favorite game and then do that Red Zone in the picture-in-picture, and then you can really get a good snapshot. I was surprised that ESPN was able to secure that. I thought that was a good move on their part, especially the WWE part of it, because now, if you do have ESPN, it makes it a lot more affordable for you. To be able to watch it.
Chris, your thoughts on the NFL, and then we'll touch on that WWE deal.
I think this was an insurance policy move by ESPN because this basically secures them that NFL is not going to get rid of them as NFL is starting to do all these deals with Amazon and Peacock, Netflix. I think ESPN was afraid, this going to get where they're not going to be on the TV at all, or it's going to be all these streaming. And of course, ESPN is starting their new streaming thing. And now that NFL owns 10% of it, they're probably going to give ESPN a lot more preferential treatment over these other networks. So I think it was more of an insurance policy for ESPN where, hey, this basically ensures that we're tied to the hip with the biggest sports league in the United States. So I think it was a smart move by ESPN, but I think they saw what was coming with the way NFL was going to all these other streaming things, and they were afraid they were going to get left behind, and this kind of secures them a spot where they're not going to get left behind. So I think it was a smart move in that aspect. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with the NFL Sunday ticket. How much are they going to try to charge you for that?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it's not just going to be free on their thing. How much are they going to charge for this new direct to consumer thing? How much a month are they going to try to charge that? Is it going to be $10.99 a month like Peacock is? I figured it probably more. But
yeah,
and when you have that, you pay that subscription, but they're going to make you pay more to get like the Sunday ticket. I'm sure you'll get Red Zone in that, but the Sunday ticket, they're going to make you pay more for that. They're not just going to give you the Sunday ticket. So it'll be interesting to see how much they charge for all that. But I think overall, if you're ESPN, it's a smart move because it ties you to the hip with like I said, the most popular, biggest sports league in the country.
Yeah, I thought it was a good move, and like I said, that 10% equity could be worth a lot, and so they're definitely going to feed into it. So yeah, I think it was a smart move by ESPN. The other big thing that happened at 6:00 this morning, and it almost kind of broke the internet, man. These people, basketball fans, went nuts, very upset. And I think once they find out all the details, they won't be quite as upset. But ESPN have come to terms with WWE, and they'll have starting in 2026 in America. Just in America, they will have all the PLEs for WWE, at least the WWE ones. I'm not sure if that includes NXT or any other thing that they do. That does not include all the other TV shows that was on Peacock. That nothing has been said what they're doing with their library yet, so they still can do something with that. So the interesting thing is they got $1.7 billion, $325 million a year for the next 5 years. They got a substantial raise. They almost not quite double, but probably almost double a raise than what, because it was getting over 1 billion before, but it was only like I forget what it was, but they definitely got a raise. But $29.95 a month is what this new streaming service is going to be. A lot of people got very upset about that. But when you look into it, if you already have ESPN, let's say if you're on YouTube TV and you have ESPN, or if you're on Comcast cable and you have ESPN, then you have access to the app at no extra charge. So you will still be able to get that app at no, because you're already paying for that app. You're already paying for ESPN, so you will have access to that app. So for no additional charge. Now, so that's not a bad deal. So in my opinion,
So they're trying to charge $30 a month for their app.
for the new app.
Damn. Okay.
What is the name of the app, Tony?
ESPN.
Just ESPN.
Oh, it's just no, it's just ESPN. There's no other.
ESPN streaming. ESPN streaming. It'll be a streaming. Now they're going to have some new shows on there that's not on the network. I know Mitch Eisen's going to be on there. Some other stuff.
I just think $30 is too much because like you can go get Netflix cheaper than that. Peacock.
Yeah, Netflix. Yeah, Peacock was $10.99, and then Netflix. Peacock was $10.99, and if you got the one without commercials, $15.99.
Yeah.
So definitely a difference. And that's the other thing. Not all wrestling fans are sports fans. There's a lot of. Don't take this the wrong way, but there's a lot of. I'm going to say this, and I don't mean it. There's a lot of nerds out there. They like the TV show, superhero show, stuff like that. But they like pro wrestling. They'll never watch ESPN. There's a lot of people that don't have ESPN because they don't care about sports. Yeah. I mean, we all do, of course.
Here's my question: the WWE PLEs. If you pay the $29 a month or whatever, do you get the PLEs, or are they going to charge you for each PLE?
From what I've read. No extra charge for the PLEs, okay. and if you've already got ESPN.
So on the WWE side of it, it's basically the same as it was on Peacock, other than it's going to be on ESPN. It still ain't going. It's not going to cost you extra to get the pay-per-views. It's just you just got paid for the different app, basically.
Yep. And you're going to pay for the app. And again, if you've already got ESPN on your cable provider, or YouTube TV or whatever you got, you don't have to pay any extra that. You already got it. You already have access to that app to watch that stuff. So I don't think it's a bad deal.
I think that's stupid by ESPN.
Paid a lot of money.
Huh? Don't ESPN. Don't because I have ESPN. That means I could download the app for free. You just be good.
No, I'm not saying it's stupid by ESPN to get WWE. I think what Jay just said is stupid is what makes it stupid. Most people get ESPN on their TV packages already. So how is ESPN going to make any money selling this new streaming service if you're giving it for free to all these people that already have access to ESPN?
Well, here's what they're trying to do. Here's what they're trying to do, Chris. $29.95 for that, but they're going to say, okay, but you can do a bundle. You can get Disney.
Yeah,
the ESPN app. They've already said it. $35. Disney, Hulu, ESPN app. $35 a month. You get all three, and that's what because a lot of people, believe it or not, I know Jay's got YouTube TV. Me and Chris, we don't have cable. We just stream. But there's a lot of people that don't have cable and they just stream. And a lot of people believe cable is dying, so they're trying to get ahead of it. But $1.7 billion is a lot of money for 5 years. And before with Peacock, they got the whole library to put all those shows on. ESPN did not get that. WWE still has that they could go out. They could leave it on Peacock. What kind of deal would be leave it on Peacock for all those shows? Or they could move it to Netflix.
That's probably what they're going to do. Either that or move it to Netflix, one of the two. But I would say they're probably working out a deal with Peacock to leave the WWE network on Peacock. And I mean, hell, I think ESPN, like, it's hard to start something new like that, and then if you're giving it away free to people, like, you need people to buy it, or it ain't doing you no good.
At least that's what I've read, and also seen other podcasters, some podcasts I watch, some guys and some analysts say that as long as you have that, there'll be no extra charge. And they don't believe it's going to be an extra charge for paying. People won't do that. That would be a big mistake. If you have to pay $29.95 a month, and then they say, okay, the pay-per-view is going to cost you another $20, people are going to snap. I think that model. Now, I know UFC does that.
Now, I was going to say, I wonder what they're going to do with UFC if they're going to try to make people buy this app for UFC, then are they still going to charge you for the? Are they still going to charge for the? Which they've been charging for the pay per view. So
Yeah.
they could. It wouldn't be as big a deal, I guess, if they kept charging like where WWE hadn't been charging. So if they started charging, it would suck.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to see how many fans, because I've read a lot of stuff. I care nothing about ESPN. Care nothing about ESPN. I don't watch sports. I like my wrestling. And they said I like Peacock. There's a lot. Peacock had a lot of TV shows I watched and movies. So you're moving. WWE is a sport, but it's not. It's entertainment. So now you're moving to a sports network, which I'm not saying sports is not entertainment. It is also entertainment. I think you guys get what I'm saying. When you on Peacock, you had a lot of different stuff that, a lot of different shows and movies that you could watch, which I thought was a good deal. But honestly, I may get rid of Peacock now. But I really don't make a difference to me because with the app I've got, I'm good. But man, that's a lot of money. I mean, you can't say that WWE don't know what they're doing and making deals, man. They're on every network. They're on USA. They're on Peacock. They're on Netflix. They're on NBC. They're on not Hulu anymore, but they're on
CW.
CW. They're also on the other thing. Evolves on not Roku, but the other channel, another channel they're on. I mean, they got their product all over the place. Twitter, they're everywhere. You can't really get away from the WWE. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Chris, do you think it'll be successful?
I mean, I think it probably will be. It's just the only thing that kind of worries me about it is, like I said, if you're giving it the way that people already have it, but if you stop and think about it too, is they're targeting the younger people, and a lot of the younger people don't have cable or anything. So if they want it, they'll pay for it. But I mean, ESPN is also over the last 8-9 years, for at least they've kind of alienated some of their audience too, because with the political stuff, where a lot of people have shifted away from watching ESPN. So they've already cut their audience down some with that, and then. But I think with younger people, I think they'll get enough people probably to subscribe to it. It'll be interesting because you got a lot of competition because Netflix keeps adding new things, and of course, I mean, what Prime has been doing, trying to get into sports and stuff. So I think there's a lot of competition out there.
Well, not only that, Chris, I didn't know this. Fox is launching one too. Fox One. They're launching a streaming service, which I wasn't aware of. And this new streaming service for ESPN starts the 21st.
And I like what Fox is doing over there with their new lineup. Rumor is they're bringing in Barstool Sports, and that'd be freaking awesome. They bring in Barstool Sports and add them over there. That'd be.
Well, they got to do something to compete with
Barstool. The PFT and Big Cat, their show, Pardon My Take, is freaking awesome. I don't know if you've ever watched that, but it's a good show. Yeah. They're kind of like McAfee. They're going to say what they want. Nobody's going to tell them what they're not going to say. Like they're a lot like that. They were on ESPN years ago. ESPN signed Barstool, tried to put them on there, kind of like they did with McAfee, tried to do the licensing thing, but ESPN changed the show so much because they wouldn't let him say anything. Where when McAfee went on there, he fought in the contract negotiation like, no, the show's staying the same. If Barstool would have been able to stay the same, they would have been a success, I believe, the first time they were when they went to ESPN there for a little bit. But yeah, I think that if that's what Fox is going to do and it's going to be Barstool, I think that's a good move by Fox.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah,
and do you think they'll go right up against McAfee?
I don't know if they'll because that's Cowherd's time slot. I don't think they'll move Cowherd's time slot. I think Cowherd's going to stay where he's at.
Maybe that'll be the morning show.
Yep.
Okay. Well, guys, that's pretty much. Well, if you want to do it, I got a top 10 list. I'll do one real quick. I'll let you guys pick. We can do baseball, the top 10 major league teams of the 2010s, or I have another rock and roll one. I got one left, and it is the top 10 greatest heavy metal and hard rock singers. So you guys get to pick which one you want to do.
I don't care.
What was the? I know you said heavy metal singers, and what was the other one?
The top. Let me see. Top 10 Major League Baseball teams of the 2010s.
We were talking to sports. I'm kind of down to do the. If you're down, Chris, I'm not do the heavy metal singers. I'm kind of curious to see what y'all's are.
Okay, guys. This is heavy metal and hard rock singers. I'm gonna give you number 10 to kind of give you maybe what direction, but it does have some metal and it does have some hard rock. Number 10 is Corey Taylor of Slipknot. That's number 10. So who do you think number 1 on the list is, guys?
I really like Corey Taylor. I'm surprised he's at 10. That Slipknot's one of my favorites.
When you look at the other singers in front of him, I can kind of see it though. Except one guy I don't know.
I'm gonna say James Hetfield, Metallica.
He is number 4.
All right.
Chris, what do you think? Who's number 1?
You said metal and hard rock?
Yes, it could be hard rock singer or heavy metal. And you have both on there.
I'm gonna say, damn it. Of course, his name's the guy, Brian Johnson,
Oh, Brad, you said Brad Johnson?
AC/DC.
AC Brian Johnson. He did not make the list.
I'm still gonna roll with Ozzy. I feel like Ozzy's got to be number 1.
I thought Ozzy was very low on this list. He was number 8.
All right, one more shot, and then we'll give Chris 2 shots back to back. Freddie Mercury, Queen.
Freddie Mercury was number 5 on the list.
Okay.
Queen's hard rock. Okay.
You know.
Okay. They got Dave Grohl. Dave Grohl on the list.
No. Chris, you're not doing great.
Dave Grohl's not on the list.
No, he's not on the list.
I know they might have. I consider Foo Fighters more hard rock than Queen.
Yeah. Pretty close.
Pretty close. Whoa.
No, Queen had some pretty hard songs. I mean, the more popular the more popular ones probably won, but they had some stuff that was.
I think when it comes to Queen, to be quite honest with you, I think Queen said it best. Even if you go watch their documentary, it says it. They were everything. I don't think you can classify Queen anything. I think because their genre and their list of music is so vast in terms of the range of stuff. I mean, it's hard to classify them. It really is. It's hard.
Well, I agree. One thing I would say is I thought Ozzy Osbourne should have been number 1 on the list. The person they had number 1 really, not that he's bad, and not saying don't deserve to be on the list, but I thought there was no way he should be number 1.
I got one more opportunity at this. And is this all time? Like,
yes,
all time. Like, no. Okay. Then I gotta put probably it's gotta be Plant from Led Zeppelin.
Plant's number 6. What do you think about that? Freddie Mercury had a Plant.
Damn, coach.
Chris, you got another pick for me?
No.
Nope. Okay. I'm gonna give you number 9. I don't know the singer. I've heard of the band because of some of the stuff we've been doing. Matt Shadows of Avenged Sevenfold was number 9. I don't know who Matt Shadows is. I've heard of the band, but of course 8 was Ozzy Osbourne. Number 7, see how you guys feel about this one, Axl Rose.
Okay.
Number
Yeah.
6, Robert Plant. Number 5, Freddie Mercury. Number 4, Metallica, James Hetfield. Number 3, Rob Halford, Judas Priest.
Hold on. Let me ask this one before you go any further. I do want to ask you: is Lemmy Kleinmaster in there from Motorhead?
He's not in it.
Son of a bitch!
Okay, number 2, Ronnie James Dio. He played a few bands. He was in Black Sabbath at one point. He was in Rainbow. He was in Dio. He was in Heaven and Hell. So he was number 2. Number 1, guys, Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden.
I like Iron Maiden. Not happy with where he's positioned. I think I would definitely have him on this list lower. Definitely below Judas Priest. I think Judas Priest, in my opinion, was a little bit better. Rob Halford. Iron Maiden, I'm not upset. I am upset that Dio's in there and Lemmy Kleinmaster from Motorhead is not in there. That's absolutely stupid and retarded in my opinion.
Looking at this list, I think Ozzy should be number 1. What do you guys think? What do you think, Chris? Out of these 10 names I mentioned, who do you think should be number 1?
Probably Ozzy. Maybe I'd either say Ozzy or Plant.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Plant's a little low too. That's 6. Okay, guys, we'll do one tomorrow. We'll do a baseball one or something tomorrow. I got boxing. I got a bunch of stuff. NBA. Got a bunch of stuff.
Let's do boxing if we can. Let's do boxing tomorrow. We haven't really done too much boxing.
Okay, we'll do some boxing tomorrow. Well, guys.
Their ass whooped.
Yeah, they are. I seen that. Hey, we won the series.
Hey, we won the series.
I take one step at a time.
Win the next series.
Yep, I agree. Well, guys, let's get out of here. I hope everybody has a nice day and night, and I'll see everybody tomorrow, Thursday.
All right. Hope everybody has a great day. See you tomorrow.